moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Alert, 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 alert. Hey, 951, 951. Not today, you won't. Hey, Delta.
From the gun, Mayfield. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Taywan Taylor. And now it's 3rd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. Throwing is Jackson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Jackson, option right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, second and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He finds Taylor, complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 20.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Working out of the gun, Mayfield completes it to Dixon. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
At the 26-yard line.
Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Run, run, run.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. On the move to his left. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. And again, it's Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless 1st quarter. First carry now for Justice Hill. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it out of the gun with Hill. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. 14 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
Set.
The Browns' drive about to get started. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now Chubb, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
King! 51 the mic, boy, 51.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack.
You can't stop me. Hey, on 133. Hey, Mike 51. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Von Miller picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, tight down. There you go. Hey, motion backfield. Both the mic.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson gets this one to Hill. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside. And this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Jackson's throw caught here by Boykin. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 25-yard line. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From the gun, it's Jackson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
You ain't going nowhere. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Let's go.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half, as the Ravens push further out in front. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone, as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Mayfield looks to throw. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Jackson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Let's go now. 46 yards. Switch. 44.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
All right. Here we go. Let's go, V. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Check. Check four.
He will push his way down to about the 14. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Got him in. It's Brown. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff,
He's got the lane, and there he goes. 30, 20, 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 81 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw. That was a long touchdown on the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he'll go down at the 28. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen to Hill. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now, what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Jackson now. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown with touchdown number 12 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Hey, man, watch the boot.
Mayfield hands to Chubb on the draw. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run it again with Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 6.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And to the 46 he goes and no further. So he is well short of the 1st down marker. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Let's go, let's get this.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
51's the mic, 51's the mic.
On 4th down, they snap it to Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Under crunch. Yup. You got to get moving, man. Man moving. You got to take off.
Following the penalty, it's Hill. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They run it again with Hill. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Number 53, Mike 53. Who that?
On 3rd down, Foreman. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
1st down, Baltimore.
Ready. HC Data. 3, 7. Watch the run. Check nickel. Orbit. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
Now Jackson on 1st down. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Foreman, and he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Don't let him breathe. Play that tight. Ready, go. Don't let him breathe, defense. 44's the mic. 44's the mic. Watch what's off. Watch the run.
From the gun, Jackson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now it's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people run the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Come on.
And again, it's Chubb. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field downfield.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Taking on the midfield logo. Not good at all. Punted just 24 yards there. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Myles Garrett in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. 1st down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
You got tight right there.
On 2nd down, it's Hill. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
At the 17-yard line.
80 weapons.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
6-6, pull it high.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
You better bring it.
On 3rd down, Mays. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down forthcoming.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Let's go now. 60 yards. Mike, rotate. Spell. Come on, D. Check it out.
Jackson options out left. And an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's got some space here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On the ground, it's Chubb. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. A good run by Chubb on first down as he'll get about 6 yards there. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Chubb. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Jalen Ferguson in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him. Mayfield to throw it, and he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at their 48-yard line.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Ravens, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Browns, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.